Hello. Excuse me. I beg your pardon. Jesus. That's a good start, isn't it? Jeez. Greetings to you wherever you may be on this 27th day in the month of June 2024 on planet Earth, the third rock from the sun. This is my 78th video, and the title is What is Perception? Behind me is a cartoon figure, which represents a very old parable. So I'm going to bend over and to the side, and then you can see what the image really is. So it is an elephant with what appears to be children or people touching, holding various parts of the elephant. And the old parable goes as follows. There was a place somewhere where a group of blind, wise people, I think they said men, but I like to include men and women, so I say people. And they decided to go on a great journey to discover the mythical elephant. And so after many privations and many experiences and so many miles and kilometers, they eventually found the mythical elephant. One of the blind people was holding on to the tail, as you can see up here. And one held the trunk, one held the leg, one held a tusk. And what else have we got? One held the body. And each one was excited in his or her exclamation of what the elephant was like. So the one holding the tail said, well, it's long and flappy and it's flexible. And the other one said, no, it's sharp and it's hard. And no, the other one said, it's vertical and it's very thick and wide. And the other one said, no, it's this and it's this. So they all disagreed. Now, the wisdom of this parable is that they were all correct in what they were describing as being part of the elephant. Their mistake was that they denied the validity of what the other people were experiencing. Now, this is a very good example of perception. Each one perceived a part of the animal, and they believed fervently that was what the animal was and that there was nothing else. And when the other people began to say, well, I got this, I feel this, and they each rejected what the others had to say. And we find this experience, this example, replicated all too often in life here on planet Earth within the human fraternity. We're all too quick to deny the validity of our other people's perception. Now, why is this? This has excited me to find whatever answers I were able to find. And I do believe that I have a semblance, some idea of what the root cause could be. Perception supports observation. And perception and observation are born out of conscious awareness, being consciously aware so that you can perceive something, so that you may be able to observe it. And conscious awareness is structured in consciousness. So people whose consciousness is limited have limited conscious awareness and have limited perception and are limited in their ability to observe what is going on in life. Now, very often, these people are very quick to judge others. And this brings me to present a concept of what is the difference? A question, I guess, but it's a rhetorical question. What is the difference between perception and judgment? Perception is when you observe something as it is happening, as it is, without coloring it with any value, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's up or down, what color it is. Well, color is an observation. Whether it's convenient or inconvenient, whether it's good or evil. These are judgments. A judgment is when you add a value to what you are observing. In the old days, the newspaper reporter would report what they observed. Now they're giving dissertations on their judgment. Journalists are doing the same. Reporters and journalists are no longer what they used to be. They're no longer telling you what they see. They're telling you what they think they see and what you should see. This is interesting. I find this very, very interesting. So, if our perception depends upon the degree, the level, the depth of consciousness that we are able to develop within ourselves, then there must be, logically, a vast spectrum amongst our 8 billion denizens on planet Earth who have wide variations of what they are able to perceive, what they're able to observe, what they see. Now, very often, what everybody sees is similar. Another example is this. You take a group of people standing in a circle, and you have an object, a statue, say, an elephant, in the middle. And each one will tell the others what they observe. And what they're observing is absolutely accurate, but it is not the whole picture because they're only able to relate, describe what they are observing, what they are perceiving. And from their angle in the circle, they only see part of that object, which is located in the center of the circle. Each person sees a value, a part of that object. They're all different. They're all part of the object, The problem is when everybody disagrees with what the others are seeing, that only what they see is valid and the truth, which brings me to say that truth is different according to different people's different perception. In order to see the whole truth, we have to raise our consciousness. It's like if you have a puzzle and you are only able to see one or two pieces of the puzzle, what you're seeing is true, but it's not the whole picture. You are obliged to bring all the pieces together, see the picture, and you see the complete truth. Now, the reason why I find this so interesting and so vitally important for us to understand is that human society at the moment is in absolute disarray. Nobody can agree on anything, really. Very few are able to agree. And this is because different people are in different states of consciousness, and their perceptions are different, and their observations are different. And many of those people insist on making judgments based upon the little that they see. Another interesting element here, to make it even more complicated and rather worrying, is that visually, using our physical eyes, we're only able to see somewhere between 0.0005% and 5% of the light spectrum, which means because we see objects for the very reason that light is reflected off them, if we do not see very much of the light spectrum, we're not going to see all of reality. And so we make decisions based on the little that we see. We make huge, major life decisions based upon our minimal observation, our minimal perception. And this is why we suffer. This is why we elect leaders who do not help us, that harm us. And we allow leaders to be in position who harm us without us doing anything about it to rectify it. And this is because our perception is so distorted. We really don't know what's going on. And so most people, many people, they pray for somebody to come along and show them the way. And unfortunately, nobody's coming to show us the way, mainly because it's too dangerous. The people who've done this in the past had a very, very bad ending. The people who presented themselves as those people who were able to lead the way to a better life, to more knowledge, higher consciousness, happiness, and joy, they were regarded as the enemy, evil. The people got rid of them, mainly because a few planted the seeds that they were evil, because these people usurped the power of the few who like to be in control over the many, which is what we have at the moment. The few tell us what to do, and the masses just do it, and the masses are suffering, they're dying, they're maimed as a result of so many things that I don't want to go into, because all I want to talk about is our minimal, dysfunctional, limited perception, and that we can change it. How do we change it? By developing more of our human potential, which is innately within us, each one of us, and to develop our innate consciousness. Now, if you do not know what consciousness is, and I'm always talking about consciousness, because just about everything is structured in consciousness. Consciousness is relative to the quantum field of all that is, the field of creation, the void out of which all of physical form emerges. This is consciousness. This is not subject to decay or change. This is eternal. And we are able to incorporate much more of that in our lives if we allowed ourselves to develop more of that. And there are many, many techniques, many things that we could do to accelerate our ability to remove those obstacles within us, those learned limited programs, those learned limited patterns of behavior, those learned limited beliefs that we have that completely prevent us from developing more of that innate consciousness which lies deep within us. So we remain where we are, we suffer, we pray, we ask for somebody to come and save us. Nobody's coming to save us. If somebody came to save us, what have you learned? We're here to learn. We're to learn how to do it ourselves, because we're all made in the image of God and we have that spark of God within us, so we have it within us. That person whom you expect to come and save you is already within you. The Messiah is already within you. All we are to do is to make the decision, choose to clear out our cupboard of skeletons of limiting programs, patterns of behavior, and beliefs. All beliefs. It is much better that you live your life according to your knowing and what you have directly experienced, what you see, what you perceive on a higher frequency of vibration than beliefs, because your beliefs may not be right, may not be pure, may not be accurate, may not be true. They're just beliefs. So why do we not validate our beliefs by experiencing that reality of consciousness, which is the mother, the father, the font of all truth, that which is God, that which is the all that is, the great spirit. The Ancient of Days. There's so many wonderful labels and names of this quality. And we do not have to grovel around, blind, deaf, and dumb. We can change this if we choose to. The first thing is to choose to. And when you choose to do something, when you're open enough, signposts appear to help direct you. And there are many people on this planet, on the internet, who can assist you. And I will be very happy to enter into discussion. Not that I know everything, but I know enough to follow a path that is leading me to greater degrees of liberation, and which I'm experiencing. I'm not talking to you about my beliefs. I'm talking to you about what I have experienced in my life. I've got many, many experiences. I've learned many lessons. I've made many mistakes. I really have a lot to offer. And I'm happy to serve creation, humanity, the best way I can. And how do I do that? By offering information that I've learned, that I've experienced, which may help people. Certainly those who are seeking that information and have not yet been able to find it for themselves. So if you know anybody who's having that kind of, or experiencing that kind of dilemma, send them this video of mine. I am just a messenger. I am just a spiritual pilgrim who's learned a lot and who desires to share what he knows to help people if that is possible. I do not know everything. In fact, I know very little. The problem that I'm experiencing at the moment, the more I learn, the more I realize I do not know. This is very strange. The more I learn, the more I realize I do not know. And so, thank you for joining me on this road less traveled. I send you much love and compassion during these times of trial and tribulation. I know that we can overcome all this. All we've got to do is stand up and say no to all that which makes us suffer. We are to wake up much more. There are many who are waking up and who have woken up, but not enough. We require more people, as many as possible. We can do this. There will be survivors. So let it be you and me. With love and compassion. Until next time, thank you very much.